So today is the first lab, and before we start the lab, uh, what I will do is that I will be discussing uh, a part of spirometry. Spirometry is a big topic, but I will discuss a part of the spirometry. So, which will be what you call, which will be a part of your theory classes also. Okay. After I complete this, uh, mm, uh, Afshan, he will be taking over as the TA, and he will be helping you with the lab classes. Okay. So herein, what happens over here? What do you mean by spirometry? Spirometry is a technique which is basically helpful in understanding the breath physiology. Okay. So device which is being used for recording the spirogram. Spirogram means anything, say electrocardiogram, spirogram. These are nothing but the graphs of the physiological processes. Okay. So electroencephalogram. Electroencephalogram means brainwave signals when you plot it. So that plotted graph, it is regarded as electroencephalogram. Okay. Similarly, in spirometry, the device, it is called spirometer, and the graph what we get, it is called spirogram. Okay. And the whole process of doing this breath analysis, it is regarded as spirometry. Okay. So what it does, if you see over here, spirometry, it is a common pulmonary function test. So it helps us in understanding the pulmonary function, and it is quite helpful in detecting the various respiratory diseases. Say for example, this chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, uh, asthma, and other disorders that may affect the breathing pattern of the uh, patients. Okay. So if you see, it is an essential tool for diagnosing and managing the respiratory conditions. Okay. So over here, what happens is that, if you see, you will be having a device something like this. So which is basically the spirometer, and in the hand you will be this is the motherboard, or basically the computer of the system, and this is the main spirometer, and within the spirometer there are sensors which will allow you to record the signals. Okay. Now what happens is that it measures the flow of the air through a hollow section. Okay. And the pressure difference due to the flow of the air, it is being recorded. Okay. So when we do the spirometry, if you see, the nose are being closed using a nose clip. Okay. So that means why it is done, this is done because we do not want any air to come out of nose. Okay. However, under normal circumstances, what happens, we breathe in and breathe out through the nose. Okay. So while doing the test, we may unintentionally breathe out through the nose, and that will give us a false result. To stop that, this nose clip is being used. Okay. Now this is the main chart or the spirogram, and what are the parameters what you can look over here. Okay. So the y-axis over here, it is volume, and it is given by ml per kg. Okay. And in the x-axis you are having time. Now if you see this spirogram, it has been segregated or segmented into three parts. First one is the normal respiration. So you want to measure the normal output of your breath. Then you'll be having this forced respiration, which is basically called the deep breath. Okay. We will take a deep breath, and then we will breathe out completely. Okay. Take the deep breath until the time we are uh, until the position no, we are able to inhale. Okay. So the maximum inhale capacity, till the maximum inhale capacity we will be inhaling, and then we will be exhaling to our maximum exhaling capacity. Okay, then we will be having this normal respiration again, so that we again can measure the normal respiratory processes. Now over here, if you look into the graph, in the first column we are having four volumes. Okay, so the normal, under normal condition, whatever we are breathing in and breathing out, it is called as tidal volume. It is called as tidal volume. Okay, then inspiratory reserve volume, the inhalation of the air to our maximum capacity, that is called the inspiratory reserve volume. That means we can take that extra amount of air into our lungs. Okay, and this is necessary when, say we are doing any physical exercises, say for example we are running or doing any other exercises. Okay, similarly when you breathe out completely, that extra volume apart from the the tidal volume, that is called the expiratory reserve volume. Okay, and apart from that, there is another volume which is regarded as residual volume, which cannot be measured using a spirometer. So it is when we are breathing in, breathing out, so what happens is that even we are achieving our, after breathing out we are achieving the maximum breathing capacity. After that also our lungs will be having some volume of air. Okay, now that volume of air cannot be measured using this spirometer, and that volume it is regarded as this residual volume. Then next comes capacities. Okay, so what are capacities? Capacity, if you look over here in the blue color, this thing I have written, capacity is equal to any combination of two or more volumes. So volumes are the basic parameters. Then if you try to combine two or more volumes, then it is regarded as capacities. So if you see in the second column we are having two capacities. First one is the inspiratory capacity, wherein we are having this tidal volume plus inspiratory reserve volume. Okay, tidal volume and inspiratory reserve volume. So when we combine these two, we get inspiratory capacity. That means that is our maximum limit to inhale any air. And when we combine the expiratory reserve volume and the residual volume, it is called functional residual volume, or functional residual capacity. Okay, so when we combine expiratory reserve volume and residual volume, it is called functional residual capacity. Okay, then when we combine this inspiratory reserve volume, tidal volume and expiratory reserve volume, these three in total, that means the amount of air which we can inhale and exhale, the combinedly all these three volumes, it is regarded as the vital capacity. Okay, so if you see over here, what are the important things that we can measure from here? First, we can measure the inspiratory reserve volume, tidal volume, expiratory reserve volume. After that, we can measure the inspiratory capacity, then vital capacity. Okay, so this vital capacity plus residual volume, if you combine these two, then we get the total lung capacity. So these are the parameters uh, uh, which gives you the information about the lung physiology using the spirometer. So tidal volume, inspiratory reserve volume, expiratory reserve volume, and residual volumes. And from here, now from these three, 1, 2, and 3, tidal volume, inspiratory reserve volume, and expiratory reserve volume, we can calculate the other parameters. Okay. So then the combined lung capacities. So over here we are given with the different equations. The inspiratory capacity, what is it? It is tidal volume plus inspiratory reserve volume. Okay, like that we have this functional residual capacity, which is regarded as the FRC. So it is expiratory reserve volume plus the reserve volume. Like this, other capacities, whatever we have discussed over there, it has been given. Now, uh, this is another way of the representation. Then over here, this has been put because of these volumes. So in male, what you have, residual volume of 1200 is there, okay, on an average. So males, they have 1200 ml of residual volume. Expiratory reserve volume is approximately 1100, tidal volume is 500, and inspiratory reserve volume is 3000. On the other hand, in females, it comes out to be 1100 residual volume, expiratory reserve volume 700, then tidal volume 500, and the inspiratory reserve volume 1900. So if you see the tidal volume in both the cases, they are the same. Okay. Whereas in the case of inspiratory reserve volume, if you see male have 3000, whereas female have less than 2000, that is the 1900. Okay. Similarly, the expiratory reserve volume is quite low. Here in male it is 1100, whereas in female it is 700. Okay. Then in the residual volume section, if you see, it is 1200 and 1100. It is not much difference. Okay. So this I already showed you, and over here the example has been given that you have to take breathe in through the mouth and also exhale out of the mouth. Okay. So what to expect during a spirometry test? So as you will go, your height and weight, it will be measured. Then nose is clipped to encourage mouth breathing. Okay. So that unintentionally you do not breathe out through the nose. Okay. Then blow into the mouthpiece connected to the spirometer, and you have to repeat it for 3 times. And lastly, you get a spirometer creates a graph of lung function, which is the spirogram. Okay. So thank you. In respect to the theory aspect, now Afshan, he will be taking over for the lab class instructions.